Hi, chosen few expats. Welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, thank you for joining us. We hope you all enjoyed part 1 of our interview with Shana Monroe of VGIRL TV. Here's part 2. Y'all enjoy. So how would you say expats are treated in general, and more specifically Black expats, and like what's the racial and social climate like there?
So I just want to be very clear with everyone. Racism is something that's global.
That's right.
Okay. So wherever there is colonization, you're going to experience racism. Certain places are just not as bad as other places. So as far as how I'm treated, or how Black expats are treated, or expats in general are treated here in Panama, no, you're not going to, the racism that you experience in America, that's a whole different beast. So that's a whole beast within itself. So it's definitely not the same. Like, I don't get like weird stares, or like when I go to the store, no one looks at me differently.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, it's like normal. Like, everyone just minds their business. Like, you just live your life and you mind your business. Any racism that I ever experienced here in Panama is always from someone that is not Panamanian.
I've heard that a lot.
So it's usually,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So it's usually from other Americans. One time I was called a nigga by an Indian, like a straight up Indian that was here in Panama. And I'm not saying he was calling it not, oh yeah, out of love. No, he wasn't saying it in that way. He said it the exact way it was meant to be hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he said it to be hurtful was because I did not want to talk to him, I guess. Like, he was interested in me romantically and I wasn't interested in him romantically. So I guess he felt like by calling me that, it was going to hurt my feelings. Right. So like I said, any racism that I ever experienced was never from a Panamanian. It was always from either another expat, or, I mean, you can look through my comment sections. There's full of hatred in there, and it's from other expats. So
I suspect we'll have some coming too, you know, in the long run. So far so good, but we'll see, you know.
I mean, as long as you're a good abiding Negro, you'll be okay. But, you know, I'm not obedient. So, because I don't play into what they want me to play into, then, you know, I always say I could never be a slave. They would have killed me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me too. But so tell us more about your channel. Tell us more about VGIRL TV. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel? And then also tell us about some of your businesses and where our subscribers can locate you and take advantage of your products and your services.
So when I first started the YouTube channel, which I started back in 2018, believe it or not, but I never really took YouTube seriously because I really didn't know which direction I wanted to go in. So one of the videos, I forgot why I even did this video, but the first video that I did that went viral was a video that was about why I don't identify as Afro-Latina.
Yes.
Right?
I saw that one, yeah.
And that video went very viral. It went viral. And my best friend, who happens to be Jamaican, he was like, why don't you continue making more videos about living in Panama and being Panamanian and, you know, about your culture, because your situation is unique considering like my background. Like, yeah, I'm Panamanian, but I'm also Afro-Caribbean Panamanian. He's like, why don't you just do that? And I was just like, And so the more I made more videos about Panama, I started realizing, okay, people really like these videos, because I couldn't really figure out what initially it was supposed to be like beauty and fashion, because that's what I'm into.
Right.
But people really wanted more information about Panama. And I was like, okay, well, if this is what the people want, this is what I'm going to give the people. So that's actually how the channel ended up growing. As far as like me blogging and stuff about my life here in Panama. And then as far as the business is concerned, so I have here in Panama, my family and I, we own altogether, it's 5 beauty supply stores. So the problem here in Panama that we had 6 years ago, and not even 6 years ago, from when I was younger and growing up until now, was that there was a lack of products for Black people.
Mm-hmm.
So when people think of Latin culture, for some odd reason, we get left out of that equation. Like people always think that Latin is the light skin, either
Right.
you have wavy hair or straight hair. And unfortunately, you know, we get left out in Latin culture. So we seen that that was missing here in Panama.
Mm-hmm.
And so actually my mom was the first one to open up her store, which is the one in San Miguelito. That is in the video. I did a video on that one when we went to the store in San Miguelito. And then from there, we grew. My father has a store in Colón. I have Metro Mall. I actually had a store in Rio Bajo, but because of the pandemic, we had to actually close down.
Mm.
And then there's another store in Los Andes Mall. So for people who are, especially Black people that are moving to Panama and they're worried about products, we have all the products that you're going to be looking for. We have products for dreads. We have products for curly, kinky hair. Every single product that you're looking for that you would find in your local beauty supply store, we have it. Down to makeup.
Happy to hear that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have everything, like I said, everything that a person of color or someone who's mixed, who has curly or kinky hair, we have in the store. We even have like shaving powders for men, like Magic shaving powder. Cantu has a beard oil. We have that. So I always try to keep on top of like what is new to try to bring it here in Panama. So that's one of my businesses, and the website for that is www.prettyimagepA.com. But it's only for Panama, so people can go online, they can place their orders, and we also do offer delivery services because I know a lot of people don't want to go outside right now with the pandemic. So that's also an option, or you can order online with the option to pick up in store, or you could just come to the store and pick it up, whichever one of the locations. My other website is www.themonroecollections.com. That was actually started to fulfill the needs of women of color in makeup, because there's no makeup really here for women of color. And I know that there are some people who feel like, oh yeah, there is, but guys, you're not wearing the right color shade. Mm-hmm. Like if you ever took a like of a Black woman, when they take a picture and their face is like white in the picture, right, because you're not wearing the proper shade of makeup. Just because it may look like it, a lot like Black women, we have melanin, so a lot of us have red undertones. So when you wear, I know this is like going off, but if you are going to wear a foundation that has a green undertone and you have a red undertone, you're going to come out looking white. So the VMoralCollections.com is basically to fill that void. It's 100% vegan makeup. So that's that website. And just recently, which I'm still in the process of working on right now, is Lux and Labels. And Lux and Labels is a clothing store. It's a clothing boutique where I provide modern and trendy clothing here in Panama that's affordable with really good quality clothing and very stylish and trendy. So yeah, that's another business, and that's actually available in Panama as of last week.
Okay, so that's great. So even though two of those businesses are just available in Panama, you know, we'll put the links in the description down below. People can come back to it and can shop your products whenever they get to Panama. So it'll always be there. So what advice would you have for people who are considering Panama as their expat destination? Because you got a lot of people basically looking at everything right now. You got people wanting to get up out of the United States. There's Blaxit, there's all this stuff going on. You and I are in a couple of these Facebook groups, one of which you created, American Panama. You know, I'm in also the Black Ecuador group, Colombia, Costa Rica, and all that. So what advice would you give people who are actually considering Panama?
So the first thing I would say for Black people is you really have to leave the post-traumatic stress, the PTSD at the door. And I, for one, I'm gonna tell you that I was like that as well. But again, here in Panama, they don't see race the way they see race in America. It's more your nationality. They're nationalists. Like they just see I'm Panamanian and that's it. So it's not like in the States where race is constantly pushed in every single thing. It's not like that. So I would say if you're gonna come to Panama, come with an open mind and kind of like leave that that mentality like at the door. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be aware of it. I'm not saying that you should not be proud of who you are, but kind of just relax, right? Relax and take things for what it is. Panama is beautiful. You got to take the good with the bad and love her for what she is, because it's not going to be perfect. And I'm not going to lie and tell you that it's going to be perfect, because it's not. There's going to be things that you absolutely love about it, and there are things that you are going to hate about it. That's just life. But if you come with an open mind and, you know, just let loose and relax, you'll love it. Another thing that I would say is try to have your finances in order, because I know a couple of people who came to Panama with unrealistic expectations on what they were going to get, because, I mean, Panama's not a first world country. So you're not going to get the same pay that you would get in the States unless you are owning your own business, right? Or if you have some type of job that you're doing like online where you're still getting the same money that you would be getting in the States, or if you create some type of opportunity for yourself. But if you want to live humble and you don't care about money, and it's a situation where it's like, listen, I don't really care about money, I just want to be peaceful, then you can get a job paying you what, like $800 a month maybe?
Yeah, that's the average. That's the average salary they say.
Yeah. So like $800 a month. A good salary would be $1,000 a month. And that just depends on where you work. And also if you work for an American company or what kind of company you work for. So you want to keep that in mind as well. But I always tell people, just make sure your finances in order. Make sure your finances in order. Because I have seen people come here with certain expectations on how they thought their life was going to be. And then they realize, you know,
yeah.
Okay.
I saw you break that down in your Why Expats Leave Panama video. So you all check that one out before you come down. So it's the same thing you noted in that video. And that's easy. People can get a job in the first place. You know, you really technically should have a work permit. I know you have another video up about some jobs people can do possibly without a work permit. But for the most part, you know, it's going to be hard to think you're going to come to Panama and just work. And have the same kind of life that you used to in the U.S.
Exactly. I mean, it's possible, but you have to be patient, you have to be dedicated, and you have to be smart about what you're doing. But like I said, I know people that came here with unrealistic expectations. They thought they were, you know, living it up, and they ran out of their savings. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I hate Panama, I'll never come back.
Like,
but then Panama. You go,
it's not Panama.
Right. And then they go back to the States, and then they're still struggling. So obviously there's something wrong with the way you maneuver. It's not Panama's fault. It's just the way you was maneuvering your money and how you were handling situations. That's pretty much it.
Right.
So.
Okay. Thanks for that. So we have a couple of new segments that adding to the show. Just a couple of quick things. So the first one is called Hechos de Panama. So we're looking for facts about Panama. And one of which is that Panama is about the size of South Carolina. It's about 32,000 square miles, which is about the same size of Ireland. And also Panama's population is 4.3 million people, 1.4 million of which live in Panama City with our girl right here. So if we're gonna move to a country, you know, we gotta kind of start just learning some basic things about it, you know? And then also we wanna have a segment here called Panama Sabias. So basically it's like, did you know? So did you know that Panama is the only country in the world where you can see the sun rise over the Pacific Ocean and set over the Atlantic Ocean? Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. I did not.
That's deep. So yeah, because of its S shape, you know, it's the S shape, and it's goes from east to west, and it's bordered by both oceans on the north and south. You can see the Pacific, or the sunrise over the Pacific and set over the Atlantic. Can't do that anywhere else in the world.
Wow, I don't even think an average Panamanian person knows that. So thank you.
We're here to educate the people. So, but we want to thank you for joining us today. Appreciate your time. We know you're very busy. Thanks so much, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
We'll put those links down below, and y'all be sure to go check out her channel, VGIRL TV. Tons of good information there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.